Tacoma. I'm Mrs. Oslin. Today is Monday, October 5th, and I am so excited to be your kindergarten TV teacher for the rest of the school year. While Miss Barnes has done a fabulous job, we're going to miss her terribly. Let me tell you a little bit about who I am. I've worked in Tacoma for 10 years. I worked at Bernie Elementary, hi Bernie, as a kindergarten teacher for a long time. And then I got to be what's called a collaborative teacher, which means I got to go into classrooms in kindergarten through 3rd grade and teach with teachers. Now I get to be your full-time TV ELA, which means reading and writing teacher, along with Mrs. Wally, who will be your math teacher. Before we start any reading or writing, we're always going to start by checking in with our feelings. Because when we know what we're feeling, we can better understand how we're feeling, we can better cope with our feelings, and then we're in a better place in our brains and our bodies to learn. And I always start by asking, what emotion am I feeling? Take some time, think about what you're feeling. Now, if you're not sure what feeling you're feeling, you can always ask, what's happening in my brain? Am I feeling kind of tired or sad? Am I have a lot of energy with a lot of buzzing happening? Or do I feel calm and focused? You could also check in with your body. What is your body doing? Does your body feel tense? Does your body feel kind of shaky? Or does your body feel calm and ready to learn? I'm going to tell you that when I first started, my body was feeling kind of shaky and my brain was feeling kind of buzzy because it's my first day teaching kindergarten on TV. But now that I've identified that I'm feeling that way, I can show you some things that I can do to help me get calm and focused in the green zone, ready to learn. This is a tool that we're going to use. It's called a mindful jar. Say mindful jar. A mindful jar is, I made this, it's just out of oil and water. And oil and water don't mix. But what I can do with it is shake it up, and the oil and the water will form some bubbles. And then I just stop shaking and I look at the bubbles and I focus on how the bubbles are settling. And as I do that, the thoughts and the buzzing that's happening in my brain starts to settle. And then I notice that my body starts to feel calm. And now I can focus. You'll notice we still have our friend Mabel. She's going to help us today. We're going to study her name again, just like you did with Miss Barnes last week. And then I want to teach you that you can use what you know about Mabel's name to help you become a stronger reader and writer. So let's get started studying Mabel's name again. We're going to go to the screen. So Mr. Kevin's going to transfer our cameras. You'll remember that the best way to really learn and know and understand our friends is to study their name. When we study a name, the first thing that we do is we read it. This says Mabel. Read, Mabel. Oh, kindergartners, you are such strong readers. The next thing that we do when we study a name is we count the letters. And Miss Wally's going to help us learn counting even more, but let's practice with counting the letters in Mabel's name. Get your finger up and try to touch each letter as we count. Here we go. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 letters in Mabel's name, and I know that because when I touched the last letter, the last number I said in the counting sequence was 5. That tells me there are 5 letters all together. The next thing we do when we study a name is we study the letters. That means we look at them really, really closely like a scientist. Look at the letters in Mabel's name and think? What do you notice about the letters? Are there any letters in Mabel's name that are the same as in your name? Are you noticing some of the letters are tall? Are some of the letters small? Are there any letters that fall? I notice the M in Mabel is a capital tall M. And I notice there are 2 small letters. And there are 2 more big letters. Think about, what do you notice? Tell your learning buddy what you notice about Mabel's name. I notice, Oh, kindergartners, you have some very important thinking and noticing. This is the funnest part. This is where we get to cheer Mabel's name. So I do want you, if you're able, to safely and calmly stand up. Make sure there's nothing around where you're standing. And while you're doing that, I'm going to step forward to the front camera and we're going to cheer Mabel's name together. Make sure you're being safe. Here we go. This is how we cheer a name. I'm going to say, give me a and do a letter. And then if the letter is tall, I do this. If the letter is small, I do this. And if the letter falls, we do that. Then I will give you a chance to repeat back what I did. Are you ready? Here we go. Give me an M. Give me an A. Give me a B. Give me an E. Give me an L. What's that spell? Mabel. Oh, friends, that was so much fun cheering. Mr. Kevin was in the back doing it with us. Let's do that one more time. This time while we're cheering, really feel with your entire body the letters that are tall and small. Are there any letters that would fall? Pay attention to that. Are you ready? Remember, we'll do my turn, then your turn. Give me an M. Give me an A. Give me a B. Give me an E. Give me an L. What does that spell? Mabel. It spells Mabel's name. Kindergartners, you worked so hard feeling with your entire body the letters that were tall, small, and there weren't any letters that would fall. Now I want you to kiss your brain because it worked so hard. It looks like this. And we're going to go back to the screen and we're going to talk more about the beginning sound of Mabel's name. I'll meet you over there. We're going to use Mabel's name, the beginning sound, the beginning letter of Mabel's name to help us really listen to other words. And your job is to decide if the words have the same beginning sound as Mabel or if they have a different beginning sound as Mabel. Now, to get ourselves ready to really listen to the beginning sounds, I want you to say Mabel's name. And when you do that, pay attention to what your mouth is doing at the beginning of the word. I'll show you how I do that. I go like this. Mabel. Mabel. You try it. At the beginning of Mabel's name, my mouth is doing That's the sound the letter M makes, like in Mabel. Are you ready to listen to the other words and decide if they have the same beginning sound or a different beginning sound? These are some picture cards. The first picture is of a map. Say map. Now, say it again, but this time pay attention to what is your mouth doing at the beginning of the word map. You might have noticed that map starts with which is the same sound as Mabel. So when we have a word that has the same sound, you're going to do this just like I did, because this means the same. Map and Mabel have the same beginning sound. Let's try that again with the word mountain. Say mountain. Now say mountain again and pay attention to what your mouth is doing. And think, is my mouth doing the same thing that it does at the beginning of Mabel's name? Say mountain, mountain, Mabel. If you think they have the same beginning sound, give me one of these. If you think they have a different beginning sound, give me one of these. You might have said that mountain and Mabel have the same beginning sound because your mouth did at the beginning of both words. Let's try another one. The next picture is of a horse. Say horse. Now you're going to say horse again. This time, pay attention to what your mouth is doing at the beginning of the word. And think, is it doing the same thing that it does at the beginning of Mabel? Horse. Is it the same or is it different? I noticed that when I said horse, my mouth was open and I was breathing breath out. Horse. When I say Mabel, my mouth is closed, my lips are pressed together, and I'm kind of humming. Mabel, horse. Horse and Mabel have a different, not the same beginning sound. Kiss your brain, kindergartners. You are growing your strong listening to the beginning sound habit so you can be a stronger reader and writer. A couple more pictures. This is milk. Say milk. Say Mabel. Do milk and Mabel have the same beginning sound or a different beginning sound? You said same. I agree, because milk and Mabel both begin with an sound. The next picture is of a car. Say car. Now pay attention to what your mouth is doing at the beginning of the word car. K. Again, like in horse, my mouth is kind of open and it's a hard sound at the back of my mouth. K. Car. That's different than Mabel. K. Car begins with a stop sound. It's a k, quick sound, whereas Mabel, I could make that sound for a long time. We call that a continuous sound. Car and Mabel have different beginning sounds. Last picture. This is a tomato. Say tomato. Now say tomato again and pay attention to what your mouth is doing at the beginning, the first sound in tomato. You might notice that when you say tomato, your teeth are close together and you're pushing air out. It's kind of a hard sound like k, t, tomato. Is that the same or different than Mabel? Tomato, Mabel. The beginning sound is different, but if you were a super strong listener, you might have heard the sound in the middle of tomato. Nikki. Kindergartners, it is time to sing. We're going to sing this song. It's one of my favorites. I need Mabel. Mabel's going to help us sing this song. While we're singing this song, I want you thinking about the words, and we're going to do something super fun called rhyming. Say rhyming. Rhyming means the words have the same middle and ending sound. Good, strong readers and writers use their rhyming skills to read and write. But for now, we just get to sing. So as you figure out the words and the tune, sing along with me so I'm not just here by myself singing. The title of the song is Willoughby Wallaby Woo. Here we go. Willoughby Wallaby wee, an elephant sat on me. Oh, Willoughby Wallaby woo, an elephant sat on you. Oh, Willoughby Wallaby wable, an elephant sat on Mabel. And I knew it was Mabel because we're rhyming. Wable, Mabel. We started with Willoughby Wallaby wee, an elephant sat on me. Say we. Say me. We and me rhyme because they have the same middle and ending sound. Then we said, oh, Willoughby Wallaby woo, an elephant sat on you. Woo and you rhyme because they have the same middle and ending sound. Let's do it again. Be sure you're singing with me. Pay attention to what your mouth is doing when you say these words. Here we go. A Willoughby Wallaby wee, an elephant sat on me. A Willoughby Wallaby woo, an elephant sat on you. A Willoughby Wallaby wable, an elephant sat on Mabel. You're right. Okay, we're going to do this one more time. And I'm going to change the sound, or change the word at the end, and I'm going to see if you can figure out who the elephant sat on. Okay, sing with me. A Willoughby Wallaby webbin', an elephant sat on Kevin! The elephant's sitting on Kevin? What? He's okay. It's just a stuffed animal elephant. Okay, kindergartners, we have worked really hard listening to the beginning sounds and words using Mabel's name to help us decide if the words had the same or different beginning sound. And then we practice rhyming with Willoughby Wallaby Woo. Make sure you sing this song throughout the day and listen to the words and notice the words that rhyme, which means they have the same middle and ending sound, or if there's words that don't rhyme. As you go off today, your independent work is going to be to read. Every day, you're going to practice reading to yourself. You're going to practice the 3 ways to read a book like Miss Barnes taught us. You can look at the pictures, you can look at the words, and you can practice telling the story. Now that you know the beginning sound in Mabel's name, and you know that strong readers use words that they know to help them read words that they don't know, you can look at the words in your book and find the letter M like Mabel. You can look at the pictures in your book and find things in the pictures that start with like Mabel. Make sure that you're reading, that your eyes are on the book, that you get started right away, and you read for as long as you can without losing focus. Your other assignment that I want you to do is draw a picture of yourself being a strong reader, and draw a picture of the words or things in your book that you found that start with like Mabel. And then you can take that work, that drawing that you did, and send it to your teacher at your school, or you can send it to me here at TV Teaching. And Mr. Kevin is going to put up our address for you to do that. Now, you're going to take a couple minute break because you worked so hard doing all those strong reading and writing things. And when we come back in just a couple moments, Mrs. Wally is going to be here to talk to you about see you tomorrow, Tacoma. Bye.
Welcome back, kindergartners. I hope you had a great break. I hope you got a drink of water. You got some of your wiggles out. You did amazing work with Miss Oslin, learning about those first sounds. Nice job. Before we get started, I need you to do a few things. I need you to get your supplies. So what you're going to need for our lesson today is a whiteboard or a piece of paper and a pencil or whiteboard marker, your learning buddy, whoever your learning buddy might be, and your bag of things to count. If you don't have a bag of things to count, that's okay. Just go grab a handful of something small. Some Legos, some noodles, some beans, some pebbles. I'm going to give you a few seconds to go grab your supplies and then meet me on back here. Are you ready? Mr. Kevin's going to play think time music and go. Okay, we've got our supplies. Do you see them over there on the table? Yep, we've got the whiteboard and the marker. Perfect. Are your brains ready to learn? Awesome. Mabel and Pebble, you are ready to go. All right, welcome back. All right, so before we get started, I want to introduce myself. I'm Mrs. Wally, and I've taught at many schools in Tacoma and some schools in Purian. Most recently, I was at Franklin Elementary here in Tacoma, teaching and doing the same job that Miss Oslin was doing, which is teaching kindergarten through 3rd grade with other teachers in their classroom. But now I get to be your math TV teacher, and I am so excited to learn about counting and numbers with you this year. I want to introduce you to this other friend we have. This is Pebble, and Pebble is my learning buddy, and Pebble and I have great adventures together, and he goes with me to every single grade level along with our mascot. And in kindergarten, our mascot is Mabel. So let's get started. Over here on my screen, it says, how many did you see and how did you see it? So I'm going to show you a picture and it's going to go really fast. And I want you to tell me how many did you see? Actually, you're going to tell your learning buddy. And how did you see it? Are you ready? Get your eyes ready. It's going to go fast. How many did you see? And how did you see it? Mabel, you saw 1. How did you see 1? You saw on the left? Okay. How did you see it? You saw 2. And how did you see it? You saw 1 on the left and 1 on the right? Let's take a look. Oh, you saw, I'm going to get a color that we can see. You saw 1 on the left and 1 on the right. So how many did you see? You saw 2? So could we write some numbers that make 2? You saw 1 and 1, and that made how many? 2. Fantastic thinking, kindergartners. Okay, how many did you see and how did you see it? Are you ready? Get your eyes focused. Here we go. I'll show you again. How many did you see and how did you see it? Private think time. Tell your learning buddy. Oh, Mabel, you did. Interesting. How many did you see? I heard some kids say 2. I heard another student say 3. Let's see which one it is. What do you see? You see a group of 1 and a group of 2. If we were to count all of those up, how many would there be? 1, 2. Yes, kindergartners, fantastic thinking. It would be 3. 1 and 2 is the same as 3. Let's do another one. Here we go. How many did you see and how did you see it? Oh, how many did you see? How did you know it was 1? You just saw 1? Oh, Pebble, that's interesting. Pebble said, I know that this is 5. And I see 4 empty boxes. So I know that there's just 1 more. That was interesting thinking, Pebble. Nice job. Okay, how many did you see? How did you see it? Oh, we're done. You ready to move on to the next part of math? You ready, Mabel, Pebble, you ready? Great. Today, we're going to learn how to tell how many there are in a group. We're going to count objects we see in a picture. We're going to build that many objects with our tools I had you gather, and we're going to write the numbers. So get your tools ready. Mr. Kevin's going to get our slide ready so you can see my tools and our screen, and let's get going with math. Here we go. Before we do any showing materials, up here, I'm going to underline a number and you're going to tell me the number and we're going to count. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. What's next? Yes, 4, 5. Good. Stand up. Now we're going to stomp and count so we can feel it in our body. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, last one. I'm going to have you clap it. I'm going to put down my learning buddies so that I can clap too. They're going to clap. You ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent work, kindergartners. Okay. It's time to use our tools. I'm going to move over to my tools. You're going to be able to see this white board. You see it right there, and you can see my hand. Hello. All right. Up on the picture in the first box, there's a dot. How many dots do you see in that first box? Yes, 1. What I would like you to do is put 1 counter in front of you. Go ahead and then say 1. 1, and then get your pen ready to write. And now let's write that number 1. How you write the number 1 is just a big line down. Oh, my marker's not working. Time to get a new marker. A big line down. That's the number 1. When I say reset, what I want you to do is either move to a new spot on your paper or erase your whiteboard and clear your tools. Okay. Now let's look at the next picture, the one in the middle. How many dots do you see? Oh, I heard kids say 1, 2. They counted out loud. That is what a strong mathematician does to check their thinking. Let's build that. Are you ready? Let's see if we can get our tools to look like the picture. 1, 2. Excellent. Now, do you know how to write a 2? You start at the top and you make a backwards curve, and then you just walk along the bottom. Backwards curve, walk along the bottom. Your turn, you do it. Backwards curve, walk along the bottom. Excellent. Okay, reset. I need to get an eraser for my board. I'm going to reset my tools. Can you build 2 so it looks different? Can you arrange them so it looks different than the picture? Pebble, can you come do 1? Thank you, Pebble. Look at that. Are there 2? Count them. 1, 2. Does yours look like mine, or does yours look different? Okay, reset. Let's look at that last picture. Can you point and count to the dots? Let's do it together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. How many dots do you see? 3. Awesome. Count it one more time to check. 1, 2, yes, 3. Okay, you know what to do. Time to build it. Make it look like the picture. Oh, excellent. Now we're going to write the number 3. Listen to my words and watch as I write. Backwards curve, backwards curve. Watch again. Backwards curve, backwards curve. Can you do it? You try. Backwards curve, backwards curve. You did it. You're a strong mathematician. You wrote the number 3. Can you change the way your counters are arranged? Can you keep them 3? Don't add any. Don't take any away. But can you make it look different? And then we're going to check and see if it's still 3. Are you ready? Okay. Okay, let's count it. Ready? Touch yours, not mine. Touch yours and count. Let's see if it's still 3. 1, 2, 3. Awesome work, kindergartners. Let's do it again. Mix yours up. Make it look different. Let's count and check. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Fantastic work. I'm going to reset. Can you reset? And I'm going to move to the next slide. All right. On the left side of our monster friend, let's count and figure out how many are in that box. Touch and count. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. What was that, Mabel? That is amazing mathematician thinking. Mabel said, Mrs. Wally, we had 3, and so 1 more is 4 because it's the next number. That was a great observation, Mabel. Let's count and see that we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 4 can be really tricky to write. I'm going to give you the words to use as you write. You do a little line down, a little line over, and then you go to the top and you do a big line down and you get the number 4. Practice with me. Little line down, little line over, big line down. One more time. Little line down, little line over, big line down. Excellent. Now, kindergartners, we're going to just reset the number. We're not going to reset our counters. Let's count the next box and see what we need to do to get that number with our tools. Go ahead, look at the picture. Count it. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Private think time. What do we need to do to make that 5? What could we do to make that 5? I think I heard one of you say it. They said, we should put 1 more. Let's try it out. Oh, but someone said we should take 1 off. Let's try that one first, and let's see if that gets us to 5. Everyone take 1 counter off and count your counters. See if you have 5. 1, 2, 3. That didn't make 5, so put your counter back. Let's try what the other person said. They said put 1 more on. So I'm going to put 1 more on. Kindergartners, what do you notice about my counters and the picture? It's the same. Do they look the same? Let's count and see if they have the same amount. Ready? I'm going to point and you're going to count. Oh, don't count ahead. Only count when I touch it. It's 5. Does anyone know how to write the letter 5? I want you to try. You try and write the letter or the number 5, and I'm going to write the number 5. 5 is a number, not a letter, silly Mrs. Wally. Are you ready? Number 5, here we go. Little line down, backwards curve, hat on top. Try again. Little line down, backwards curve, hat on top. One more time. Little line down, backwards curve, hat on top. Excellent work, kindergartners. Go ahead and reset. Now, I'm going to give you 1 minute to do this one on your own. I'm going to show you a picture. You need to count the picture, build the picture, and write the number. Are you ready to give it a try? Mr. Kevin's going to do some think time music while you do it. Go ahead and try. How many do you see? You're building it with your counters and writing the number. Keep going, you've got this. All right, kindergartners, watch what Mrs. Wally does. First, I'm going to count. I see 1 on the top and 3 on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to count out 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I have to write the number 4. How do I write the number 4? I have to think for a minute. What do I need my hand to do to write the number 4? Little line down, little line over, and a big line down. Check your work. If you didn't get it correct, that's okay. You change it and make it look correct to match the picture that you see. All right, friends, I'm going to have you meet me back over at the chair so we can talk about what we learned today and go over what you're going to do for your assignment tonight. All right. Wow, that was a lot of counting work, wasn't it? Whew, so much counting work. So today, in your math workbook from your school, if you have it, you're going to turn to page 24. Have an adult in your home help you. And you're going to do that page, and it's all about counting and matching the pictures and writing the number. When you finish that work, you can either send it to your teacher through an email or arrange to take it to your teacher so they can see your work. And you could even send a picture of it to us here at TV school, which would be really fun to see on TV and show your work to everybody. Today we practice counting, groups up to 5. We practice building, groups up to 5, and we practice writing numbers up to 5. Kindergartners, kiss your brain. Excellent job. You did a wonderful job today. Tomorrow, we're going to keep working on counting, but we're going to look at pictures of things happening, and we're going to see if we can find groups in those pictures. Won't that be fun? It will be. So I want you to check your zone. At the end of our lessons, it's important to check our zone and check how our body's doing. So take a deep breath. Yes. And I want you to think about, how are you feeling? Are you feeling tired or happy or calm or worried or mad? Think about, what's your brain doing? Is your brain calm? Is it feeling wiggly? Is it going zoom really fast? Is it feeling stuck? And then what's your body doing? How is it feeling? Is it feeling, oh, so tired? Or is it really excited? Is it calm or is it tight? And we're going to take 3 deep breaths, and we're going to practice counting to 3 in our head. We're not going to say it out loud because we're going to be breathing. Are you ready? Fantastic job. Why don't you meet me up front to do our affirmation for the day? All right, kindergarten friends. Today I want you to practice telling yourself that you matter, because you do. You're important to everyone around you. So I'm going to say it first, and then I want you to try and say it and practice. Are you ready? I matter. Your turn. Wonderful learning today, kindergartners. We can't wait to see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.
Hey kids, we want to see your work. Just send your pictures and your stories to TV Classroom, 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.